Videos featuring a stress relief toy nicknamed NATASHA are going viral online and sparking major controversy.
给你看一下我的 Natasha。
If you don't know what that was, it's a racist trend that started in China, and it's one of the most blatantly anti-black things to go viral this year. It's called the NATASHA doll trend, and on Chinese social media platforms like Douyin, which is China's TikTok, creators have been hurting and abusing these black dolls, which are stress reliever toys. Some of the dolls in these videos have metal rings around their ankles which look like shackles but have been marketed as accessories. This is not random. There's a market for this. These dolls are being manufactured, promoted, and sold to a non-black audience because black suffering and black caricatures are marketed as entertainment. I live in China. I study Chinese. I love the language and the culture, and that's exactly why I can't stay silent on this. I don't think anything in this world is more pervasive than anti-blackness, and it's disgusting.
They're making candy that looks like black people. The Chinese launched a black baby doll called NATASHA, and people are boiling it, stretching it, beating it, stomping on it, and abusing it for stress relief content. This is so disgusting.
Can you believe this shit?
So remember how I talked about the overwhelming anti-blackness of the NATASHA doll in my last video? Well, this is the result of that. See, nothing ever happens in a vacuum. These caricatured depictions of black people impact perceptions, and those perceptions in turn fuel violence. And I'm talking about violence in all of its forms, be it physical, mental, medical, financial, cultural, what have you. Like, listen, let me pull up a comment to show you exactly what I mean. The white one looks more human-like, which makes people think of a baby, and it feels more depressing, so it definitely won't sell as well as the black or brown ones. Babies aren't usually this color, so it feels more like a toy to play with. Plus, it looks uglier and more abstract. See, this person isn't just talking about a toy, they're talking about children, black children. Again, let that sink in for a bit. Stereotyped blackness is being used to normalize and justify inhumane treatment. Like, ultimately, this is propaganda. This propaganda. Don't fall for it.
Physically abusing black dolls. Like, it's normal behavior, and they're just like, oh, this is what I do after a stressful day at work. Are you out of your mind? What have black people ever done to you? Have you ever met one? Have you ever met one and not acted like a complete weirdo around them? Have you actually ever had a black friend? Probably not. But today I wanted to talk about where a lot of the anti-blackness in Chinese culture comes from, specifically Chinese. First, there's our language. The way we talk about the sun, going out in the sun. 你不要晒黑 is something that every Chinese kid has heard from their parents. It literally means do not turn black. Colloquially, it means do not get tan, but verbatim, word for word, it means do not turn black. Oh yeah, and if you get too tan, your parents will say that you look like a black person as an insult. I don't want to hear any of you saying this to your kids. If you hear any of your friends saying it to their kids, say something about it. If your parents say it to you, say something about it. We can talk about protecting our skin from harmful UVA and UVB rays without resorting to racism. Not wanting to get skin cancer is race neutral, is not colorist, but saying you got so dark you look like a black person, that's really weird. And every Chinese person has heard it at least once. Chinese people as a collective have also learned anti-blackness from their colonizers, like from our mutual hater. They think that shitting on black people will somehow make them whiter. Like, I hear Chinese people in China and in the US just parroting the most harmful stereotypes that white people had just made up about black people. When white people aren't even saying those things anymore, they have learned neoliberalism. They have learned to say, I don't see color. They've learned to hide their racism at least a little better. And then Chinese people are out here doing the work for white people. Thought we were done with the century of humiliation. What are you guys doing? And this is hurting actual Chinese and black people inside our community. There are black and Chinese mixed people who y'all don't even consider Chinese because they have African ancestry. So it's causing us to cannibalize our own. I know I spend a lot of my time on this app shitting on K-pop groups for being racist, but Chinese people have no excuse this time. You shaguas better get online and start apologizing, or else 我去中国找你.
Hey y'all, so if you're black American, you are probably not going to be surprised by anything that I'm going to say in this video, and you're not my target audience for this video, although I would really appreciate your guys' support right now, because the rabbit hole that I started down last night and then backed out of because it was just too fucking disturbing to continue is just it's insane. So today I am talking to Chinese Americans, not Chinese people in China. I am talking to Chinese Americans about your people over in China. So I've been on the Red Note app for a little while, you know what I mean? Ever since like TikTok had its first little issues or whatever. And of course, there's racism against Black Americans specifically on the Red Note app, like insanely, right? And whatever, racism's fucking everywhere. And argue with your mama about it. Racism against Black Americans is everywhere in the fucking world. Anyways, I came across these NATASHA dolls. And I got my iPad here so I can make sure I get this shit fucking right. Whoever this company is or whatever, created a new doll with a different kind of therapeutic aesthetic. They call this doll NATASHA. The description for this doll has dark skin, simple and rough features, and always looks like she's just letting it rot. This doll is the total opposite of those perfect polished influencer dolls. Young people find her ugly cute and use her to relieve their stress. So basically what they did was they created a minstrel black doll to beat the shit out of when they're feeling bad about themselves or anything going on in their fucking lives. Mind you, this is in a country that is 92% Han Chinese. 92%. And the other 8% is different types of Asian. They created a black doll that looks like a minstrel doll that they're smashing the head in, they're beating it up, and they're posting these videos online like it's funny. It baffles me, like how we stay on everybody's fucking mind. First of all, why do these dolls that are used for therapeutic reasons for you to relieve stress have to look like anything or anyone? Why isn't it just like another like random Labubu looking thing? Why are you guys painting the doll's face white? You bought the black doll and then painted it white. And this isn't me overthinking this or blowing it out of proportion or making it worse than it is. This is just simply racism, and it's fucking disgusting. And I'd like to see someone of Chinese fucking descent call this fucking nastiness out. They banned it in schools over there because of how fucking disgusting it is. But that's not enough. Like, there needs to be some sort of like major conversation had about this and had about the racism from other fucking countries towards Black Americans. It's really fucking weird and disgusting. And they should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Grown fucking adults, you guys. Grown ass adults. This shit is like taught, then perpetuated, and then nobody says anything, and it's just okay. Like, I would love to see like some of the large Chinese creators on here on TikTok address this.
So I live in China, and I'm not normally one to address things, but I was literally posted on the news about this, so I'm about to address it.
A Black woman became upset after being followed around a mall by store employees, believing she was experiencing racial discrimination.
So recently there was this Black girl that came to China, and she was in the Nike store, and a representative, an employee in the Nike store was like following her around and stuff like that, which is totally normal. It's normal, you guys. Don't come here and make it seem like, you know, it's a problem or you feel uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. That is their way of showing hospitality for people or clients that come around the store. Yes, I find it annoying. Trust me. I'm not saying that it's totally like okay, or I don't feel weirded out whenever it happens. I just like ignore them, or I just tell them I'm just looking. But when you come here to China, that is totally normal. But I'm going to show you guys this news article, short video that I was included in without my permission, just so you guys can see like, hey, this is my page. This is me. I am not the person that was complaining about somebody following them around the store. I've been here literally 3-4 years. 3-4 years. So I'm just going to roll the tape. Y'all look.
A Black woman became upset after being followed around a mall by store employees, believing she was experiencing racial discrimination. But after she learned the truth, she immediately began to regret it. The incident started when an American woman from Tennessee traveled to Shanghai, China. After she walked into a retail store, she quickly noticed something that made her extremely uncomfortable. No matter where she went, the employees seemed to follow her. When she stopped, they stopped. When she walked toward another shelf, they moved closer as well. This immediately reminded her of the experience of being watched in American stores.
Hey y'all, so I am hoping to use this comment here to address a large issue that's going on in my comment section in that very first video that I made about the whole Black NATASHA doll situation. I've since made several videos clarifying this, but it seems that they're not getting any traction, so I'm hoping this one picks up a little bit. I'm going to be reading from my iPad, so please excuse me if you see me looking up, okay? Racism that happens anywhere in the world to any Black person happens to all of us. Me saying Black American doesn't exclude anyone who feels this is racist to themselves. If you have melanin, regardless of your ancestry, you should feel offended, and this was absolutely targeting you. If you don't have melanin, then you should also feel offended. And you should also feel a sense of like duty to speak up and condemn this for what it is. Period. That's it. I do not condone, nor do I agree with any of the hate in my comment section. It's disgusting. I called out racism, and in an attempt to defend, some of y'all started being racist. Make that make sense. That is counterproductive to the entire situation. This was racist, period. Regardless of your home country or continent, this was racist and should offend everyone. I also never said that it was racist to only Black Americans. I said that I'm Black American, I would like the support of Black Americans, and that when I was on the Red Note app, I saw racism specifically against Black Americans because I did. There were native Chinese people on there saying that with all the advantages of living in America and this and that Black people are still just lazy and that they are ungrateful and they just don't want to work for things and it's their own fault that they're in poverty and all these different kind of things. And they were saying those things specifically about Black Americans. I never said that when they created this Nazi doll that they were only thinking of Black Americans. And if that's what you think or took from my video, like, you need to grow up a little bit. Racism that happens anywhere in the world to anyone, regardless of melanin or not, is racism against all of us.
Mind you, Black people make up only 1% of China's population.
It's for educational purposes only.
The doll resembles a small black baby, and in many clips, users squeeze it, stomp on it, throw it, and even run it over for content. The videos are usually framed as jokes or stress relief, and the trend has spread quickly across social media. What caught people's attention is that these toys come in multiple colors, yet the trend seems heavily focused on this specific version of the doll. That immediately made some viewers uncomfortable. As the clip spread online, reactions became divided. Some people dismissed it as harmless internet humor involving a squishy toy. Others argued the videos felt disturbing, especially because the doll appears to represent a Black child while being used in violent or humiliating ways. The debate quickly moved beyond the toy itself and turned into a larger conversation about race, online behavior, and how far people push trends for views and engagement. And now the internet is split. Some people say critics are overreacting to a toy, while others believe there's a reason this specific doll became the center of the trend in the first place.
So the Chinese people over in China are using Black baby dolls for stress relief. They're literally torturing these dolls, stomping these dolls out, beating these dolls, and doing all sorts of heinous things to a Black doll baby. If this is not CH mixed with racism, then I don't know what is. The Chinese population in China is Chinese people. They are not even in close proximity to Black people like that. So what in the fuck is going on? What would prompt them to do this? And then when we say everybody is obsessed with Black people, they say, oh, you're lying, no one likes you, we all have Black fatigue. When we say people are delusional and it is nothing but pure projection, when they talk about how we operate through the world and how we treat people and how we're dangerous and how we're a threat to society, when it's literally the people that are pointing the finger, three are pointing back at them. Because what on God's green earth would make Chinese people make a doll and call it the NATASHA doll just to torture it and beat it up for stress relief? A little Black baby doll. Literally, I've seen a video of a Chinese person running the doll over with a car, slapping the doll, slamming the doll, doing all sorts of demonic debauchery with this Black baby doll. Yet people swear for God that we are the worst thing that happened to planet Earth. We've not done anything to anybody to subjugate them, denigrate them, disenfranchise them. What is like, and then we keep saying, well, what is the problem? What is the problem? It has to be pure jealousy. and envy and just racism, because there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. There aren't even black people in China like that for them to be doing this. Globally, everyone has an issue with black people. And then you'll be like, oh, well, if everybody has an issue, then maybe you're the problem. No, maybe we are the source. It got to be jealousy. It has to be, because what else is the reason for this? And just blatant racism. They are not even in proximity to black people like that in China. Yet they're taking delight in torturing a black baby doll. Let that sink in. What do y'all think about this? Sound off in the comments below, because this is just like spread love is the Brooklyn way. Like, child, everybody globally has a gripe with black people, and particularly black Americans, because the name Natasha, that's a black American name. Like, they're not named Natasha over on the continent. You don't hear of too many Natashas in South America or in the Caribbean. That sounds like a black American's name. This is crazy.